I spent the last week calling up every service manager I know in the Ram network. I didn't want the marketing talk. I didn't want the brochure bullet points about 15% more efficiency. I asked them the one question they absolutely hate. When you take these trucks out of the factory warranty period, are they going to hold up or are they going to drain the owner's bank account? The answers I got, they were surprising, and honestly, they were a bit terrifying. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we aren't doing another 0 to 60 test. We aren't doing another let's listen to the exhaust note comparison. Today is about one thing, the long-term truth of the 2025 Ram 1500 reliability. If you own a Hurricane-powered truck, or you're on the fence about trading in your Hemi, you need to hear this. We are going to dissect why the industry is shifting, why the search for Ram 1500 electrical issues is peaking, and why, for the first time in my career, I'm telling people that their choice of engine is going to fundamentally change how they own a truck. Is this a disaster, or are we just scared of the future? Let's find out. To understand why we're here, we have to understand where we came from. The Hemi was the heart and soul of the Ram brand. It was a 5.7-liter V8 that prioritized displacement and simplicity. It relied on massive, heavy components. It was good enough engineering that lasted forever because it had massive margins of error. You could neglect it and it would still run. That's what a truck was supposed to be. The Hurricane is the exact opposite. This is precision engineering. It's a 3.0-liter inline-six making Hemi-level power. How? By cramming air into it with two massive turbos, by pushing compression ratios to the absolute limit. When I talk to the service managers, the biggest issue they're seeing isn't catastrophic failure, it's maintenance sensitivity. I had one lead tech tell me, the Hemi was a mule. The Hurricane is a thoroughbred. If you don't treat a thoroughbred like a racehorse, it's going to get sick. What does that mean for you? It means the I'll just change the oil whenever I remember days are dead. If you own a Hurricane, you are on a strict non-negotiable schedule. You need to use the exact oil viscosity recommended. You need to use top-tier, high-octane fuel to prevent pre-ignition, a silent killer in these high-compression turbo setups. And if you're pulling a heavy load, you absolutely must let that engine idle for a minute before you shut it off. You need to let those turbos cool down. If you do these things, you are drastically changing your odds. This isn't a defect, this is physics. And it is the most common reason we see Ram Hurricane engine problems popping up in the service bays. This brings us to the elephant in the room. The 36 Ram 1500 electrical issues that are causing so much headache. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. These trucks are software dependent. When you combine that sensitivity with the inherent stress of a high-performance twin-turbo engine, you get a system that is constantly being pushed to its limits. The electrical issues aren't just glitches in the infotainment system. We're seeing complex faults in the sensor network that controls engine timing, turbo boost, and fuel mapping. Why does this drive owners crazy? Because when a dealer can't fix a phantom electrical issue in 3 visits, the owner loses faith. And in the truck world, once faith is lost, the truck is gone. It's not necessarily that the truck is junk. It's that the service infrastructure isn't fully prepared to handle this level of complexity. We need mechanics who are as much IT experts as they are engine builders. That's the real shift in the 2025 Ram 1500 problems. It's not about finding a guy with a wrench anymore. It's about finding a guy with a software license and the specialized diagnostic tools to talk to these computers. I get why you're scared. A truck isn't just an appliance, it's part of your life. You use it for work, for family, for travel. The idea that your $70,000 investment might be a ticking time bomb is terrifying. But before you sell, let's look at the facts. Are we seeing massive, widespread block failures? No. Are we seeing turbo explosions everywhere? No. What we are seeing are the early pains of a major necessary evolution. And honestly, most of the issues I see, the ones that drive the panic, are preventable. If you want your Hurricane-powered Ram to last to 100,000 miles and beyond, Here is the new reality of truck maintenance. You have to treat it like a European performance car, not an American work truck. Use exactly the oil viscosity recommended. Do not cut corners on fuel quality. And if you're pulling a heavy load, you absolutely must let the engine idle for a minute before you shut it off. You need to let those turbos cool down. If you do these things, you are drastically changing your odds of success. I'm not saying there are no issues. I'm saying the issues are manageable. If you go into ownership of a new Ram 1500 expecting it to be a Hemi, you will be disappointed. It's not a Hemi. It's something else entirely. It's faster, it's tighter, and it's arguably more technologically advanced than anything Ram has ever made. But it's also more demanding. So to the people asking if this is a disaster, it's not a disaster, it's a transition. We are moving away from the era of the everyman mechanic and into the era of the specialized technician. If you love the truck, if you appreciate the engineering, and if you are disciplined about your maintenance schedule, this is going to be a fantastic vehicle. But if you're expecting the Hemi experience, low maintenance, high tolerance for neglect, cheap and easy fixes, then you're buying the wrong truck. I am going to continue my investigation. I'm going to keep tracking these trucks as they hit 50,000, 100,000, and 200,000 miles. We are building our own database here because we aren't getting the answers from corporate. If you own a Hurricane-powered truck, do me a favor. Put your current mileage down in the comments. Let's get a real-world count of how these are holding up. And if you've had an electrical issue, tell me exactly what it was. Not just my truck broke, but the specific code or symptom. We need that detail to figure this out. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, because while the rest of the internet is panicking, we are going to be the ones who actually understand how to make these trucks last. I'm not done with this engine yet, and neither should you be. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the comments.